How you doing? Welcome to L Breezy's Comics. I'm here to show you my CGC haul from New York City Comic Con last year and the Signature Series books I got from con season last year. I'm doing this haul right now because I got my last book from CGC from that haul just now. All right. Like, subscribe, and please leave messages in message boards. I like to talk comics. All right. All right. Here we go. First book I got from CGC. I got it signed at Midtown Comics on 8/1 Saga #1. It came back at 9.8. It says it's signed by Cliff Chang and Brian K. Vaughan, but actually that day I got it signed by Brian K. Vaughan. I got other books signed by Cliff Chang, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this book right here was a total win. I think I got this off of eBay for like $53 and like 60 cents. The book was going for at a perfect edition was going for like maybe like 200, and I couldn't afford it. So I won this one, but it had like water damage. That's why it went so cheap. And I didn't even think, even with that, the book was so perfect. I think I went all the way up to like $100, $110, and it went from like $43 to only $53, which was a win. It had water damage in the back, which is basically gone, because when I got it signed by Brian K. Vaughan and sent in CGC, I had them press it, and it came back at 9.8. This was such a big win, $53, 9.8, Saga #1. Awesome. Next, I have Brian K. Vaughan, Paper Girls #1, and not only do I have one, but I have two signed on the same day, and these are both signed by Cliff Chang and Brian K. Vaughan. Came back 9.6. I read a couple of issues of Paper Girls, but I bought this book for my fiance. She really a big fan of it. She loves it. And if I could get her reading comic books, I'm happy. And as you can see, this one is signed by Brian K. Vaughan, and this is Cliff Chang. And on my Saga book, it's only signed by Brian K. Vaughan, even though they marked it both signed by Cliff Chang and Brian K. Vaughan on this one, which is a mistake, but it's a mistake that I don't really care about. I got my 9.8 Saga, so I'm happy. So two Paper Girls signed by 9.6, signed by Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang. Next is signed Absolute Carnage #1, signed and sketched by Ryan Stegman, and signed by Donnie Cates on 8/14. It's another book. I left work early, waited in line. I got a sketch by Stegman, even though Donnie Cates, he wanted to do the sketch himself, but I wanted the artist to do it. And Stegman hooked me up with a nice Venom sketch. It came back on 9.8, really happy. And last year, I think I saw Donnie Cates maybe 3 to 4 times if you go from con to con. I got like Venom 1 through 10 signed by him, like 1 through 6 signed by him and Stegman. So big fan of Donnie Cates, love his work and everything. So now I'm really happy about that sketch. Also, I got another book signed by this one signed by Donnie Cates and Stegman on 8/14 the same day. It came back at 9.6. Third print cover appearance of Null. Very hard to find book. I was hoping a 9.8, but it came back at 9.6. I'm still happy with that. Pretty perfect book. I think Null's got legs. I think they ever bring them in a MCU movie, this book will take off. Love the character. Love Donnie Cates. 9.6. All right. Another one. This is a Venom 1, just signed by Donnie Cates. This is on 2/21 early in the year. So I got it set up with my Donnie Cates stuff. So this is Venom #1. Love this series. Love Venom. This is a Jason Scott Campbell cover. Came back at 9.8. And I just got one thing, because I saw Donnie Cates so much. And I just have to, I'm making this book the day after this book has came out. This is Venom 23 with Stegman and Donnie Cates on the cover. I watch Jim Comics on YouTube like everybody else, and he said this is a good book to get signed by both of them. So you know I had to get it. I have all the Venom issues anyway, but I had to get this Scotty Young cover, and but I got one, but this book is so hard to find. Everywhere I go, it's sold out. I don't know what happened. I mean, I guess Jim Comics said you should get it. Everybody gets it's a wrap, you know. So I got one copy. Big fan of Donny Cates and Jim Comics. I will be trying to get them to sign this and get a CGC like the rest of my books. All right. Just quick intermission on that book. All right. Thank you. All right. Next, I have 9/8 of Naomi, signed by Brian Michael Bendis on 7/24 during con season. Another one I have signed at Midtown Comics. Big fan of this. I actually bought this and a 9/8 and a 9/2. I bought these two books. I pre-ordered for my fiance. You know, these are the books she likes. Women, female characters in comics. She loves it. So, you know, I actually have these two books for her. So I ended up buying it, pre-ordering it, buying it. And the book got hot. So I guess this 9/2, I guess, is the one that she read. Because I gave her one to read and the other one was just to keep. But I ended up CGC both of them. And, you know, it came back at 9/8, 9/6. So both signed by Brian Michael Bendis. I'm very happy with that. On that same day, I also has Brian Michael Bendis sign Pearl #1. I'm a big fan of Brian Michael Bendis. This Pearl #1 came back at 9/6. I thought it was a 9/8. You know, I don't know. I'm happy with it. All right, and that's the end of my CGC books. Now these are books that I took to New York City Comic Con. This is Amazing Spider-Man 361, first full appearance of Carnage. I actually got these. I got two books reholdered at Comic-Con. This was one. I had the old CGC label and holder on it. And I paid a pretty big penny for this back when I first started getting back into collecting single issue comics. So I think for like when I got back into comics, all I was collecting was graphic novels. I was like, comics wasn't worth money and yada yada yada. But that's for another video. So when I got back, I bought this. This is a book from my childhood that I never could afford, but as a grown up, I can afford it now. So happy about that. Rehosted this. Came back. It was a 9/8 anyway. All right. Next, this is the second book that I got rehosted, and actually, this is the book. This is the first CGC book I've ever bought on eBay. I bought this around like 2-3 years ago. Back when it wasn't even no noise of a boys show even happening. I bought this because The Boys was one of the books that got me back into comic books. I got back around comics around 2006. I started reading like graphic novels. One of my comic book guys at the comic store, he would just give me The Boys and Why the Last Man and stuff like that. So I have all the graphic novels of this. So when I started collecting single issues again back in like 2017, this was the first one I ever bought. It was signed by Derek Robinson, and actually this is a rehosted. I think it was signed the old CGC. It told you where it was signed at. They rehosted. They don't tell you it was signed. He signed in like Los Angeles somewhere, you know. But this was a rehost. This was the first CGC book I ever bought. The Boys 9.6. This is one of the books I collect. I have like I think I have like 3 of these. I think I have some more. Another one, a 9.8 signed too. So I got this rehosted 9.6. Okay. Next is The Boys. Came back at 9.8. This book I bought kind of recently, like right before the show started. I bought this and I paid like maybe $25 or something. It came back at 9.8. Very happy about that. The show is awesome. Love the graphic novels. The Boys is one of my favorite things. Love Garth Ennis. Came back at 9.8. Let's keep it going. Next is DMZ #1 by Brian Wood and Ricardo Bocelli. This book is like a political book that I read back when I was getting back into comics. My comic book store guy, Hank from Bulletproof Comics, recommended this. Bought all the graphic novels. So when I started collecting single issues again, back in like 2016, this was one of the books I always find. I think I maybe paid like $3 for this somewhere else, or maybe 99 cents or 99 cent auction, and I think I have like three or four of these, but DMZ is one of the things I've been collecting, and since it's been optioned and for like HBO Plus, the book has been heating up, and I'm glad I bought it for like $5 to $3 or 99 cents when I did, I have a couple of other perfect copies that I probably will be getting CGC next year. All right? Or this year. Next, some more Brian K. Vaughan goodness, Ex Machina. I have like 3 or 4 of these. This is another book that got me back into comic books. I bought all the graphic novels. This is basically a political drama. I love that stuff. Just like DMZ before it. It came back at 9.8. I got maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of these. I've been collecting these for years. Now it just got optioned, and I can't wait because I think these are some of the best reads ever. Like, I even like this better than The Boys. This DMZ. I love The Boys, but I think these are well written even better. And I can't wait for the TV show and all that stuff. So came back at 9.8. I'm happy. I even think I have one signed by Brian K. Vaughan, but I didn't get it CGC'd. It was just too much money that day. I have a Mark Millar goodness, Reborn #1. This show, I think, is coming to Netflix. This one is a Todd McFarlane variant. Read the book. I like it. I can't wait for the show. Came back at 9.8. Okay. Next. Spawn 298. I'm a big Todd McFarlane fan. This is the Era edition. Came back at 9.8. Happy about that. That's about it. I got like 2 of these maybe. Okay. Next is Dead Rabbit #1. This book was recalled due to trademark infringement. I love this series. I think they have a hit on their hands with this. Big fan. Love this cover with Dave Johnson. Came back at 9.8. Got that. Next is Nailbiter #1 by Joshua Williamson. Great story. I have all the trades for this. It's another one. I think I may pay maybe like $15 for this #1. But it came back at 9.8. Loving it. Okay. Next is Moon Knight #1, Marvel Comics. I think a couple of years ago I think a guy had on eBay, he had a whole bunch of these. He was selling for like $30. And I think 30 were like $5 shipping. So I think I paid $35 for this years ago. And it came back in 9.6. I'm happy with that. The Moon Knight show is out. The Moon Knight show they're working on. So this book is kind of going up in price. I think I paid $30 for it. So I'm happy with this 9.6 grade that I got back from CGC. Next, Spawn 233. Reason why I got this one CGC, the big Walking Dead fan. And this was a Spawn comic that I have. And I think I maybe paid like $10 for it years ago. Something like that. And it was in perfect condition, so I thought it would come back in 9.8, and it did. So I'm happy. Big Todd McFarlane, Walking Dead fan, so can't go wrong. Next is Ride Zero. This is the first full appearance of Bloodshot. They have the TV show coming out. This book, I think I paid maybe $5-10 for it on eBay, I think. Came back at 9.96. I thought it was a 9.8 candidate, but came back at 9.6. But I'm still happy with that grade. All right. First appearance of Bloodshot movie's coming out soon. All right. This one is a book that I love from my childhood. Transformers, the first appearance of the Dinobots. Love that. I can't believe this came back at 9.8. This stuff right here, this is the stuff for. This is why I collect comic books. I think I bought this on eBay. We got like maybe the most $10. I think I paid $10 for this, but it was such a great copy. I said I'm gonna get a CGC. Came back at 9.8. So happy, love it. First appearance of Dinobots. Next is the House of X #1 Marvel comic books, the Brooks variant, and I also have the Powers of X #1, the Brooks variant. They both came 9.8. I don't know if I can fit them both in the screen, but yeah, 9.8, both of them. When this came out, this brought so many people back into the comic book stores. I started Wednesday Warrior back in like 2017. Every Wednesday I'm there from at 8 in the morning when my comic book store open before I go to work. And ever since House of X and Powers of X came out, the lines was outside the door, and it was crazy. They got to do something good with X-Men MCU. And the fans are there because they love X-Men. And I love these Brooks covers, so I got them CGC 9.8. Also, some more House of X goodness. I think this is not the first appearance of Moira McTaggart, but her using her powers, House of X 2. This book heated up. I have a perfect copy of it, so, I was out there, boy, the first day. So I got a CGC, House of X 2, 9.8. Next is Captain Marvel #1, the Brooks cover. I'm a big Brooks fan. I just thought this Virgin variant cover is just such a nice cover. I thought I would get a CGC. I actually have 2 of these, but I got 1 CGC. Came back at 9.8. Just love the Mark Brooks cover. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. Next, and we're almost at the end, Magic Order #1, Mark Millar story. Coming out with a Netflix show. I have a book, perfect copy, bought it when it came out. So, got CGC, came back 9.8. Satisfied with that. Oh, shit. Damn. Next to last, I have Spawn 300. This one came back a 9.2. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a big bent over here. I don't know if it came from CGC doing it or what, but it came back a 9.2. I don't know. I might get that repressed and regraded because I think that's a 9.8 candidate. Last but not least, the book that I've been waiting for, was Luke Cage, Hill for Hire #2. This is the book I was waiting for. I thought it was like maybe a 9.6 to a 9.4, even to a 9.8. But I got it back at an 8.5. And not because it has creases or anything, but just because of the color of the book. It's not white. It's off-white to white pages inside, but also the outside is not perfect. It's cream color. It's not white. But the book is so perfect, So I waited months and months. I haven't even pressed it. Didn't even need a press, but I had them pressed it anyway. And it came back at 8.5. And that's my CGC haul from New York City Comic Con and signature series books I got from last year. Please like and subscribe and leave a message on the video, All right, I kept it under 20 minutes. All right, a little bit longer than I wanted, but thank you. Elbreeze Comics, have a good one.